one. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Welcome back to Plastic Paddies episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7. Guys, we're nearly at 10.
Cade me la falche before we forget. Today we are doing beliefs.
Oh, tell them what happened.
So we did spin the wheel. And we recorded this whole episode. Well, we didn't record this whole episode. We sat in front of a phone that wasn't recording and talked about beliefs for an hour.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's not okay. I'm kind of traumatized from it. But you live and you learn.
And now it's going to be even better because we'll have practiced.
Exactly. We practiced once, and we're not doing it again. So if this episode is rubbish, this is what you're getting.
Beliefs is just not meant to be. It's just not happening. So we're talking about beliefs today, which won't be just today. We'll have another episode about it.
Yeah, quite a few, I feel like.
I think so.
Do you remember in episode 2, some of you might remember that I mentioned that I wanted beliefs. When we first spun the wheel, you were like, I want food and drink, which she still really does want that. Yeah. And I was like, I'd really like beliefs because I love Irish mythology and learning about all the superstitions and folklore and all that stuff. So we'll get into some of that in the next few episodes.
Yeah, hopefully have our first guest.
We're going to have, fingers crossed, have our first guest.
We'll do our usual. Thanks for all subscribing. It's been so fun seeing all the numbers grow.
It's actually crazy.
People commenting, people messaging us.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
We now have 85 followers on Instagram.
Almost 100.
Yeah. We have 48 followers on TikTok. Our podcast has been downloaded over 50 times.
Ooh. Halfway to 100.
We now have 10 YouTube subscribers. It was 5 last week and it's up to 10 now.
High-five team.
Yay! So thank you, everybody. That's so kind of you. Go and like and subscribe on YouTube. And please, we got our first YouTube comment as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, exciting.
But yeah, please keep interacting, guys. We love it.
Yeah.
And this is our first episode since Therapy Thursdays came out.
Yeah.
And we really hope you liked it.
We had so much fun.
It was really, really fun. Yeah. And I thought it was really good. I thought for our first one.
Oh, I thought it was
really good.
Yeah.
So
plus, Patricia was great.
She was
Irish soda bread. Still think about it.
Yeah. And the stew.
Delicious. And the stew. I know. I came home and my housemates were like, "What is that?" I was like, "I know."
You're not having any.
No.
Not for sharing.
No, and the potatoes that she made. They have a name.
Colcannon.
Oh,
delicious.
So good. Okay. Anyway, back to what we were talking about today. So we're talking about beliefs today. The Irish word for beliefs, and I'm going to practice before I say it.
Creative.
I think another dialect might be easier.
Creative.
Creative.
That's Ulster dialect.
Creative.
The thing is, this is what I think about with the language, guys. I feel like you need to, if we're going to learn, we need to stick to a specific dialect because there's so many. Like what we were just listening to then, the Ulster dialect, it sounds like a completely different word.
Yeah, so listen to the Ulster dialect.
Creative.
Now listen to the Munster dialect.
Creative.
Those are two different words.
It's the same word.
Auditorily. Yeah.
It's crazy. So we need to decide on a dialect and stick to it, I think. I'm still going with Duolingo of you. Guys, tell her in the comments, shame her so she gets back to it. I'm joking, she's busy. She's a busy girl. But I'm still going.
Shame me and make me do it again. Because it was good for my brain.
I lost my streak, but I'm back to it now.
I mean, I lost my streak big time. Oh, I feel shamed.
Shame.
So, credit.
I think that's what I'm going with.
Belief. If you'd love to comment it in phonetic spelling below, that'd be great.
Yes, if you can.
So yeah, before we talk about credit or the Irish beliefs, how's your week been?
My week's been very, very good. It's been busy.
Has it?
Been busy and full of Irish things. So what did I do this week? On Friday, I went to 21 Soho because I went to a comedy show and it was, I don't know if you'll know him, but his name's Simon Hennessy. He is hilarious. Anybody that watches this, please go and follow him. He's so funny. He does I first found him on TikTok and he does bits skits and characters, and it's just ridiculous and silly but really, really funny, and he's clever and Yeah, it was great. And his supporting act was Justine Stafford. And she's followed us on Instagram.
Ooh.
She's got like 65,000 followers.
Wow.
She's verified, like she's legit. She's a proper comedian. She's super, super, super funny. And she follows on Instagram. But she warmed up for him and she was hilarious. And yeah, that's what I did on Friday. And it was so fun. My boyfriend, Shauna wasn't here, so my boyfriend came with me. And he's Ethiopian. He's not, big into the Irish thing like we are, but he was like cracking up. He thought it was really, really funny. Yeah, he loved it.
Amazing.
And it was great.
Ooh.
What else did I do? Sunday I went to Patricia. Our Patricia that we do Therapy Thursdays with is now running a creative workshop. I'll put all her details down below anyway, so if you want to go to it, you should reach out to her.
It looked really fun.
Really, really, really fun. It was at Blighty in Tottenham, which is like this really cool like cafe.
Yeah. I went when we were filming, like prior to filming Therapy Thursday. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
We'll go again. Their coffee was phenomenal.
And then what else did we do? After that, after the creative workshop ended, these filmmakers were doing screenings of their independent films in the place that we were in. So we got to watch, we got to watch all of these like amazing independent short movies from filmmakers all over Tottenham. It was very, very, very cool.
Amazing.
That was my week.
Ooh.
How was yours? You've been away. Miss Jet Setter here.
It was my birthday.
It was her birthday. She was 27 on the 27th, guys.
Birthday.
And I feel like it's always been your 27 has always been your number, hasn't it?
Unlike Kate, I'm very big into like the universe and the flow and energy.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is about the number 27, but just this is gonna be
the year.
Not the year, but like
a big year.
A big year.
Yeah.
Hopefully positively big.
I think already it's like pretty,
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I got some Canadian news on Friday. And then I went out to celebrate for my birthday. And my exciting news on Thursday, we went to Dishoom.
Amazing Indian.
Oh my God, it was so good. And I used to be an extremely picky eater.
She did.
Like I lived off of Froobs. Do they know what Froobs are here?
Yeah, so Froobs... I don't even know if they sell them anymore. Like fromage frais in a tube, basically.
Yeah.
When you were a child, that's what you ate, isn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't really eat much better as a teenager.
No.
Like a bit better, but not really. Everything had to be plain and boring, whatever. Anyways, now
she eats all the
pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And Dishoom was so good.
Anyone, go to Dishoom. There's one in King's Cross.
Yeah, get the black dal.
The black lentil dal.
Yeah,
delicious.
So good. And our server, I wish I had known his name. He was
the sweetest.
So good.
Yeah, he was so good. We had a Scottish guy. He looked like a Viking a little bit.
Yeah, but he was like just so lovely.
A sweetheart, yeah, he was.
And then I went away to Paris for the weekend. And if you saw on our Instagram story, I somehow, at the top of Montmartre by
Sacré-Cœur,
I found an Irish pub.
Of course.
So
you would have seen it on our Instagram.
And if you didn't, you should follow us.
But I didn't even ask you when I got here because I wanted to know for the podcast. How was Paris? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was great. The people I went to Paris with, we've all been before. So it was just fun. Like we just wandered and ate and drank and like it was just chill.
I feel like that about Paris. I think it's just one of those cities. Everything's so pretty. You can just wander around. You don't have to have a big plan or have really anything to do. Yeah. You can just wander and it's magical.
Yeah, like when we first got there, we got there quite early on Saturday and we couldn't check in until 3, so we like wandered around. Went up to Montmartre because we wanted to see the church, and they've moved all the Lovelock Bridge gates to the top of the church, and so we wanted to go see that. And then we bumped into the Irish pub, and then we went back down. And we just stumbled across this bakery by the Love Wall. If you've seen the Love Wall in Paris, it's like the wall that has all the different ways to say I love you. And we stumbled into this bakery. We got the most delicious it was like gorgonzola thing. I don't know.
Pastries.
Amazing. Yeah. And then we just sat in this park, and this guy was playing jazz music on a saxophone.
I really feel like it's the city of love. Even if you don't go with a lover, like a partner, it's just romantic. There's just romance in the air.
I would like to go back. I've only ever gone with friends, so it would be nice to go back with a partner.
Yeah, she will. This is going to be your year that you're going to meet someone. But I feel like Paris is definitely the city of love, and it's just it's just you can really romanticize your life when you're there. I feel
I
like
know.
you feel like the main character in a movie.
None of us work in overly Parisian romanticizable jobs.
That's true.
So I think that's where it makes it difficult. Like, we have very real world.
I think everybody
Grown-up
thinks,
jobs.
yeah, when you think about living in Paris, everybody thinks that like being an editor at a fashion magazine, or like working for one of the big fashion houses,
or makeup, or perfumery, or you're baking your little heart out. None of us do those. We do very like
grown-up jobs,
real world things.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what we were like, oh, maybe for a year.
Yeah.
But it was great. So
we love Paris.
Yeah, now I'm off to Venice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's going away again.
Yep.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
Venice, the drowning city, which is really not funny. We shouldn't joke about that.
No, but it was also drowning, sinking, not drowning.
Yeah, sinking.
But they had a drought at the beginning of the year, and all the canals were empty.
Oh really?
Yeah. So they're refilled now. Climate change is wild.
It is real, guys, and it is terrifying. I can't actually.
Climate change, it gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah, I think it's called. There's a specific word for anxiety around the environment and climate change, and like what the future of the planet is going to look like.
Because like, I eat plant-based. I recycle. I, go to a store that reuses jars, so I don't use any packaging. But I am one person and not a corporation.
That's what I mean. I know it's terrifying, isn't it?
Not that I'll stop doing those things because every little helps.
Yeah, it does. Everyone has to take a small bit of personal accountability, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, get these Tories out for a start. Come on. Anyway, back to today's regular scheduled programming, guys.
Right. It was a great week. Besides,
it was a very
it was great.
I had a great
27.
week.
27 is gonna be a year. I don't know what it is about the number, but it just. I've always said that though for a long time.
You've always said 27. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, and it has.
It
turned 27 on Thursday. Something big happened.
It did indeed. You got some great news, but I think I would like to see you meet someone because I know that a family is the most important thing to you, and I really feel like that is what I would want.
You want me to hurry up so we can have kids.
We want to have kids at the same time. That's so lame.
And you're like, no, it's not though, because we are very lucky to have each other.
Yeah, and I would like our kids.
That.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want you to meet someone for yourself because I do think I just know how important it is to you, and I feel like there's such a.
We're just airing all my.
We should say, let's save this for Therapy Thursday. We'll talk about Shauna's love life on Therapy Thursday. But it isn't just your love life. It's not as cut and dry as your love life. I feel like it's really about,
I think.
It ties into everything that we were talking about in the Therapy Thursday episode about you moving around and not feeling settled and not having roots. I feel like that is really tied up into your reasoning for wanting a family of your own and having your children. And
But, I'm taking mammoth steps towards that this year.
Yeah, she is, absolutely.
I think we said it before. I am moving out of London.
Yeah, you said she's moving. They know where you're moving. You said it before.
Okay.
She's moving to Liverpool.
Yeah. With the intention to, put roots down. So we'll see.
She's going to have little Scouse babies, guys. Little Scouse Irish babies. But there's a massive Irish community in Liverpool. I think it will be so good when we start filming. Liverpool is such a vibe, isn't it? When we went, it was so good.
Happy. I mean, it was, there's people fighting, but argue. It's a public place, but everybody was so happy and vibey, and it was a Tuesday, and I was like, yes,
this is it.
Good energy. So excited. Right. Yeah, that was our recap, though. I think it was a good week. I'm excited to be back to some normality. Of filming. So Irish news story of the week.
Irish news story of the week. My brother reached out to me today and said that the jingle is coming. So
that's probably because he listened to
you won't.
I got called out.
So you won't have to listen to our cat screechy voices for much longer.
Plus, he's phenomenal. So he's got bigger things going on.
Yeah,
he's writing a whole musical.
He's writing a whole musical.
So Irish news story of the week is there's an Irish movie being released. It's called The Night Boat to Tangier, and it's a movie based on a novel by the same name by an Irish author, his name is Kevin Barry, but he is not the Kevin Barry.
He's not Kevin Barry from the IRA that got hung.
No,
for anybody.
He just is an author who, fortunately, has the same name.
Yeah.
And he's done really well for himself. Like in 2013, he won the International Dublin Literacy Award.
Yeah.
He has a collection of short stories. I think he has 2 or 3 novels.
He's a very well accomplished
Irish author.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's due to be released next year, 2024. They're filming right now. But the other cool thing that he did is he made, obviously he helped with the script. He didn't write the script, but it's based on his novel and he consulted on the script. And it's an all-Irish cast.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
The reason I like to hear that is because there's been so many Hollywood films that have been based in Ireland, and they hire American actors to do god-awful American Irish accents. So,
but it's so wild. Like Saoirse was she in Little Women and she didn't have an Irish accent?
I've never seen Little Women.
Oh, you should watch it. It's really good.
Did she do
Netflix.
is it they got English accents? Did she do a good English accent?
Yeah, because I was like, there's no way that's Saoirse Ronan. I was like, nah. And then, it was. And they're not Irish, but like Owen and Joe of Grey's Anatomy. He has a really thick Scottish accent and she's a really thick British accent. They both have American accents in the movie.
It's so funny, isn't it? And Nicola Coughlan in Bridgerton, her English accent is so spot on. Good. I don't think I've ever heard her slip. I've never been like, oh, there's the Irish twang. I know, considering what she sounds like in Dairy Girls. Yeah. And I'm so excited for her season of Bridgerton. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
We'll be cheering for you, Nicola. And it's a really big Irish cast.
Some stars in it.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender,
yeah.
And Ruth Negga.
I love her. Ruth Negga is half Irish and half Ethiopian, which for me...
That's what your babies will look like.
I know. I'm going to have some Irish Ethiopian babies.
And I mean, she's stunning.
She's beautiful. So if they look anything like her, I'll be very happy.
You'll be a lucky lady. She was in Loving. That's where I know her from.
From Loving?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
It was a really good movie about...
Is it about the... mixed race couple that it's like illegal for them to date.
And they were the first ones, and it's based on their Supreme Court case.
Oh,
again,
amazing.
It's on Netflix. You should watch it. That's where I know her from. And then the other actor is Donald Gleeson.
Donald Gleeson. He is unreal. Have you seen? There's this amazing show on. Have you got Disney Plus?
Yes.
Called The Patient. It's him and Steve Carell from The Office.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen that.
Watch it.
Okay.
It's anyone.
I mean, he's been in giant things. The Revenant. He's been in Harry Potter. He's been in It's About Time. He's the husband in It's About Time.
That film.
Me too.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. And he voices characters from Peter Rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah. So, such a killer cast.
Yeah, really good cast. I'm excited. And he said 2024 it's out.
Yes, so next year.
The Night Boat to Tangier. And what's it actually about?
So I'm so excited because it's about, think like Bonnie and Clyde type vibes, or like gangster. If you ever read
so it's like criminals.
So it's about two criminals, but they're getting old. Like they're career criminals,
but they're like retired now.
Yeah, but they're like, well, no, they're not retired, but they're like getting old, and they like are leaving on the ship, and it takes place in Cork. So I think all the filming's happening in Cork.
Oh, nice.
In the dockyards, and while they wait, they reminisce about all the time they spent smuggling in Morocco and Spain.
Oh, they were drug smugglers.
Yeah, and so they were smuggling stuff from Morocco and Spain back to Ireland. And so they they're just telling their story basically. Yeah, but I think it would still be worth the watch, and it'll be quite funny.
I think it will be. Yeah. Yes.
I'm assuming the actors we just named will be the flashbacks.
Yeah, the younger.
Be interested to
who's going to be playing the older ones.
Yeah.
Ooh,
wow, we're excited about this for today. Okay, you ready to start beliefs?
Yeah. So, guys, this is it.
So what are cultural beliefs? It's probably a good question to answer. So, like cultural, because we're talking about cultural beliefs today. Cultural beliefs help define a group's identity and provide a framework for how they interact with the world around them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So like the belief of being like Irish people believe in being hospitable. Like they need to be good hosts. It's not just, I like being host. It's like ingrained in them to be a good host.
But that's like more like a custom. That's like something that's like customary, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is where customs and beliefs I think are
like a bit.
There's a bit of a fuzzy
grey area.
So, but beliefs in Ireland specifically can be split into religious beliefs and non-religious beliefs. But since religion is our own topic on the wheel and a very big one, we're just going to leave that for today, and we're going to talk about non-religious or pagan beliefs.
Okay.
But, disclaimer, a lot of Irish non-religious beliefs are based on Christianity.
Yeah, so
It's not a clear cut.
Yeah, so like a lot of this is like true for everywhere in the world, really. When the spread of like Christianity and Catholicism happened, they took stories, pagan stories that already existed, and they worked them into their Christian beliefs. So there's a lot of overlap between like paganism and Christianity, because that's how they converted people to Christianity, is they used familiar stories and familiar characters but changed it to Christian, basically.
Yeah. We looked at superstitions first.
Yeah.
That was the first thing we did, because I think Irish people are well known for being superstitious.
Yeah, I agree.
And I am very superstitious because our grandparents were, and our parents were, and people find it very strange.
I am very superstitious. Well, I wouldn't say very. I'm not extremely superstitious, but there are things that I will still do that are just second nature to me. Still do or not do. Like, you wouldn't catch me doing
putting new shoes on the table.
Yeah, certain things like that. Like, absolutely no way. Even though I have no hard proof that any of these things will affect me or have a negative.
That something might happen.
Yeah, it's like
not customary.
Yeah,
you don't put new shoes on the table because somebody believes
that something bad's going to happen. Yeah.
So customs and beliefs. We're going to start with superstitions. So I'm going to go through some, and you probably know all of them, if not.
Yeah, anyone British watching this as well, you will definitely know, because we have a lot of the similar, same like.
Again,
beliefs.
Migration of people is just and ancestry of people
and colonization of Britain to Ireland, but that's a whole other subject.
Yeah. So magpies, the rhyme: 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for
silver,
6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told,
8 for a wish, 9 for a kiss, 10 for a bird that you cannot miss.
Yeah.
So magpies.
Also, if I saw 10 magpies, I'd be running the other direction.
So would I, because I'm terrified of birds for a start.
She is. If we ever go on location, there's pigeons around, she won't be able to push
No, I'm not a fan. But for some reason, magpies seem to be superstitious. I didn't know why, but I've researched since, and I believe. Let us know if this is true, if you know something different, or if you know of another reason why people are superstitious with them. But as far as I know, it's something to do with, again, where the Christianity and the paganism sort of overlaps. It's something to do with animals visiting Jesus on the cross once he'd been crucified, and the magpies didn't visit him, so they're like considered to be evil, or the birds to do with the devil or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, but then you salute them.
Yeah, you have to say good morning, Mr. Magpie.
Or people like tip their hat,
which is very strange. I don't know why, but do I do it?
Yep,
absolutely.
And
another thing is seen by two will not come true. So if you see, 1 is for sorrow. So if you see one magpie by itself, you want your friend to see it as well.
You'll be like, click, click.
The rhyme is seen by 2 will not come true. So it means that the sorrow that would have befallen you for seeing one magpie won't now, because 2 people have seen it.
But if you see 2 for joy, you
don't want them to see it. Yeah,
because you're like, oh, I want this joyful thing.
Yeah. And it's very again, it's just second nature. Nobody would look at you weird.
I do it all the time. If people are like, no, people do look at me weird.
People that don't
here
that aren't
London
from here.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, most of my friends are expats.
That's true.
And they all look at me and go,
"What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
Yeah. But anyone that isn't from the UK or from Ireland will probably think.
Yeah, my New Zealand Aussie friends.
Do you know what?
Canadian friends are like, what is happening?
If there's anybody that is listening or watching that isn't from Ireland or Britain, tell us if you do the same thing. Is there something about magpies in your culture? Like, I would be very interested to know.
Or what superstitions you have.
Yeah, tell us if there's anything similar.
Kind of on the same wavelength. Well, not really, but fairy forts.
Big one.
Don't mess with them. I have such a scary story about these in Edinburgh.
Big one in Ireland. Fairies in Ireland were so prominent.
Let's also claim, fairies are not Tinkerbell.
Oh, yeah, so...
Or in Irish mythology, fairies are not. They don't look like Tinkerbell.
They're not tiny, little, friendly,
no,
cute,
they're not
little...
Yeah, they don't sit on your shoulder, none of that.
So when we talk about Irish people being afraid of fairies, we don't mean the little sparkly
sprite
things that are this big.
Yeah.
That's not what we mean. Fairies like a race, like their own sort of like magical race of beings that there's a lot of different types of them, and they're not the friendliest. They're very spiteful, and they're very vengeful, and they're very
you have to appease them.
Yeah, they want you to do things for them and bring them gifts and be nice to them, and don't go in their forts, for example.
No. Yeah, because so we've already filmed this episode. So last week I learned that there's been like people fined in Ireland for disturbing fairy forts, or like roadworks have stopped because there's a fairy fort that's been discovered. Like, it really truly shapes the way Ireland works, because now there is no road that goes from point A to point B. You have to drive all the way around
Because of the fairy fort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I was in Edinburgh for Christmas, and we were on a tour, and there was a fairy fort. And as soon as the person I was with and I walked in, I was like, no, I don't feel well. Like, something is off. And then they were like, oh, who's going to go in the fairy fort? And no. So one guy went in because he was just being him. And he was like, ha, ha, ha. And then everybody, like, kind of joined the mob mentality and joined in. And my friend and I were the only two that didn't go in. And I was like, it's not even worth it.
It's
not even worth it.
Don't risk it. Why would you?
And I was like, I really hope you sage yourself or something.
Like,
because my friend and I walked out, and I was like, we need to sage ourselves. Like, we went on a mission around Edinburgh looking for sage, because I was like, something in there was not happy.
Yeah, it's that I'm not. Again, I wouldn't class myself as an extremely superstitious person, but I'm not stepping foot in a fairy fort for nobody.
It's not worth the risk.
No,
I got enough to contend with. I don't need some extra fairies after me.
But yeah, I can't. I feel like we're not really expressing how deeply rooted this fairy belief runs in Ireland.
Roads, roads that will serve people, that will cut down hospital travel, that will cut down school travel, like important infrastructure to the modernization of a city has been stopped because of fairy forts. And not like, it's not a one-off thing.
Yeah.
If you go and look it up, there's quite a few events that have happened.
Yeah, there is.
And people have been, sued, taken to court over destroying fairy forts.
Yeah.
And, don't mess with them.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the biggest ones. That's a big superstition.
Specifically to Ireland. I would be very interested to know if you live in like America and you're like, oh, actually, we have that too.
Yeah.
Because I've never heard that outside of Ireland.
Yeah.
Not even here.
We have it here. We do have it here in Britain, but I feel like
I've heard it I have not heard it in Britain. I'm sure there is, but I've heard it in Scotland and Ireland.
Do you mean England? You haven't heard it in England?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there definitely is. You just grow up like hearing this stuff, but I feel like it just in Ireland, I feel like it's much more, it's stuck, it's still there today, whereas I feel like in Britain it's much less commonplace today. You wouldn't really hear people just talking about it that much, I don't feel like.
Yeah, and
it wouldn't be taken as seriously, maybe.
I think they would stop motorway construction.
No, they definitely wouldn't. Capitalism really popped off in Britain. We won't stop for anything.
I'm going to do this one next. The number 13. I think the number 13 is very lucky. I bought my first house specifically because it ended in the number 13.
Okay.
And I thought it'd be very lucky. But there are hotels, especially in Ireland, and I'd never noticed it in Canada, but in Britain and Ireland and Scotland, often hotels don't have a 13th floor.
Yeah, so they obviously do if you're building up.
They do, obviously.
But they skip, they don't put the number 13 on the floor. It will go straight from 12 to 14. I heard that in Vegas, a lot of hotels do that as well.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know where the number 13 thing comes from. I'd be very curious. If anybody knows, please do let us know in the comments. And tell us if you think, because some people say it's lucky and some people say it's unlucky. So tell us what you think, because you're lucky.
I don't think I think the number 13 carries a lot of energy.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think could be positive energy or negative energy. I say energy because like Friday the 13th, I don't think is unlucky. I think it's quite a lucky day. But there's a lot there's a lot happening in the universe. So like it could go wrong. Do you know what I mean?
see, that's not my bag. But I feel like back in the day, especially, the number 13 was seen as unlucky. I'm not sure why. But my great grandmother, my mum's grandmother, her name was Nellie, and she got offered a council flat that was the number 13, and she ended up taking it because she had, so many kids and they needed somewhere to live. But the flat had been offered to so many people before her, and nobody would take it because it was the number 13. Nobody wanted to live in it. So they would rather have waited in whatever scenario they found themselves in. They obviously needed a house. They would rather have waited in their current scenario, which they might have been struggling in, than move into the house that was the number 13, which is bizarre to me, but that's how it was. So I don't know.
So I just did a quick search. And again, it ties back to Christianity. So in Christianity, Judas, the apostle who betrayed Jesus, if you don't know, it screwed up Jesus' timeline of how he worked things. He was the 13th guest to the Last Supper.
I see.
So that's why Christian colonized or Christian dominant countries believe that 13 was an unlucky number. But countries like China, because in Chinese Mandarin, the number 13 translates to like assured growth or like definitely vibrant. It has a positive connotation.
Wow.
And in India too, it's positively connotated.
That's so funny. So in the West, it's unlucky, but in the East, it's considered to be lucky. Interesting. What's the next one? I feel like these are good.
Yeah. I'm going to do these 3 in a row because I feel like these are more popular than any others. So black cats walking underneath a ladder and opening an umbrella inside and smashing a mirror. I think those are quite universal.
Yeah. Black cats
to the Western world
is funny because I've heard different things about black cats. Some people I've heard you say you mustn't let a black cat cross your path. But some people say if it does, it's really lucky.
Oh, I've only heard never let a black cat cross your path.
Yeah. My guess would be it's because that black cats have long been associated with witches or women who are
of a magical, mysterious.
Yeah, they have a lot of. I think that witches are just words for women that have knowledge and
power and
don't subscribe to religion. To be honest, they work with nature and they have maybe an intuition and an understanding of the way the natural world works. But of course, the priests called them witches and burned them at the stake. But I don't know. I don't know how. I love black cats. They don't creep me out. Would you stroke a black cat? Would you?
I mean,
You're allergic to cats.
Really badly, so no. But that's nothing to do with black cats. It's just I enjoy breathing, so no.
But smashing a mirror would freak me out. If I smashed a mirror, that would freak me out.
Yeah, I get. When you like accidentally knock. I have a mirror on my table over there. Everybody like accidentally knock it in the morning. It's full panic to make sure it doesn't hit the floor.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's so weird that I don't consider myself a superstitious person, but these things are just they're in my head somewhere, and it's so funny.
But that's like lots of people here will open, or I have found lots of people here would open umbrellas to dry them out.
No.
Not
inside.
No. Walking underneath the ladder, I wouldn't do.
And nope, neither
walking
would I.
Underneath those, it's like a sign with 2 poles.
So this is a very London superstition. It's so funny.
Same as the 3 greats thing that you yelled at me once.
Yeah. So in London, anyone that's around. I don't think it's a thing anymore, but anyone that's around my sort of generation definitely wouldn't walk underneath like a road sign. And if you do walk under it, you have to spit, which is disgusting, but you have to spit to like cancel out the bad luck. And then like the grids on the floor, I was always taught that you can only walk over 2. So like walking over 2 is good luck, but you walking over 1 or 3 or any other number is bad luck. People have different variations of that. Like my boyfriend wouldn't walk over any grids. Like we avoid grids on the street. It's really sad. But it's so funny that you do it now. Like it's such a London thing. Yeah. But yeah, walking under a ladder, not a hope in hell would I do that. I won't walk under scaffolding, like anything like that. Very weird.
Something that's I don't think very English, but I did notice when I was in Ireland, is crossing someone on the stairs.
Oh yeah, this is funny, and I
do this.
Do you?
Because when I was little, if my dad was very superstitious, so if I was coming down the stairs and he was coming up, he would turn around
and go back
and
down.
walk back down and wait for me to finish.
Yeah, I don't know why the crossing on the stairs thing is very I wonder where it came from, because I grew up knowing that like you don't cross somebody's path on the stairs because it's really bad luck apparently.
Oh, again, it comes from the Bible.
Well, a lot of these don't actually come from the Bible, but Christian, like monks and people that were like spreading the word of God, had to take common examples that the normal everyday peasant believed in.
Well, this is
and work Christianity into them.
2 passages in the Bible where angels passed each other and misfortune fell on one.
Yeah. So if you cross somebody on the stairs, the one of you is going to get bad luck.
Yeah. But this one I like feel like this is not what I'm messing around with. And my friends hate when we go out and there's like a bar with stairs or something, because
really
I won't like if the bathroom is downstairs, I will wait for everybody to come off before I go down.
That doesn't bother me at all, I feel like.
Yeah, it's not for me. New shoes on the table we talked about. Don't know where that comes from, but
don't know where it comes from, but I wouldn't be doing it anytime. I'll tell you that for free. Not putting my new shoes on the table. No. I don't know why anyone would put shoes on the table in the first place. It's very weird. But
I mean, if you're gonna put shoes on the table, I can see why new shoes.
Yeah,
but don't do it.
But no.
This one's about itchy places on your body. So an itchy nose means you're gonna get in a fight.
That's
an itchy
Irish.
left hand means you get money.
And
an itchy right hand means you're
gonna lose money.
And I always have an itchy left hand, but it has yet to come true.
I've always got an itchy right hand, which is why I'm always broke.
The penny on the ground. See a penny, pick it up, then you'll have good luck. Leave it.
Pass that penny to a friend and then your
luck will never end.
And I still do. Well, no, I don't think I would do it as much now. But
I'm not picking anything up off of London.
I used to pick pennies up off the floor if I saw one and pass it on to somebody.
If I was somewhere not a big city, I would.
Yeah.
I'm not picking anything off London floors.
But that has to be that. I don't think that can be very old. I don't think that would be ancient. Well, maybe. I don't know. When did pennies come about? I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, and has the rhyme changed to suit pennies versus like a shilling?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to do that. That's really funny.
This one that's very Irish is putting a cross on the soda bread to let the devil out.
Yep, that's very, very Irish.
Yeah, it's the same way, and this is people say bless you, because they used to think you were like sneezing out the devil.
Sneezing out the devil?
Yeah, or
really?
Yeah. So that's when people say bless you.
Gosh, that's what? So they think the devil was inside you and you sneezed it out?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
And they're trying to like ward off I don't know.
They don't want it to go into them.
Yeah, they're like,
stay away from me.
Knocking a chair over when you stand. You do this all the time. I feel like
I do. What? Knock chairs over
when you stand up?
No. When was the last time I did that?
Didn't you do it at dinner on Thursday?
That wasn't me.
Oh.
That was that girl
across from you.
Yeah, and I remember being
and I was like, oh yeah, because we looked at you and I was like,
oh my god, we were just talking about this. Yeah, when we went to dinner for Shauna's birthday, like we were talking about earlier. As we said, we'd already recorded this episode, so we've talked about all this before.
Well, we didn't record it. We sat and talked about it. No phone.
But it was so funny that we'd done this, and then because we recorded on the
Wednesday.
Sunday,
and
then the
Thursday
we went out, and somebody did that, and we both looked at each other like, oh,
yeah,
how weird that we were just talking about it and it happened. And she's Irish as well, so she'll be crossing herself.
She did. Picture falling off the wall is a sign of death.
That's very, very Irish. I remember seeing a video on TikTok with these 2 old women talking about this, saying that one of them was saying that their father passed away very suddenly.
Oh, yes.
And she said that about a week before that, a picture that had been sat up on the wall for years, never touched, never been moved, just dropped off the wall. And I don't know how much I believe in that stuff, but that's a crazy coincidence.
And I don't believe in coincidences. I think that's synchronicity.
Yeah, I don't know, but how weird that that's a very strong belief, and then this woman's like got a story like that, and she obviously wouldn't make things up. She's a grown adult old woman. I don't know. It's too Yeah,
I don't believe that one. Your ears are burning. Someone's talking about you.
I don't know if
this. Say the one ear is good and one ear.
Yeah, I think. Don't quote me on this, and if you know, comment down below. I think left ear is good and right ear is bad. So if your left ear is burning, people are saying nice things about you, and if your right ear is burning, they're slagging you basically.
Well, this one I've always heard growing up. When you get a sudden shiver, and they look at you and go, "Oh, someone's dancing on your grave."
Someone's walked over your grave. Yeah.
Obviously, I've never heard the walked over where you will be buried thing. I heard someone's dancing on your grave.
So I used to get told that all the time. Obviously, I lived with my brother's dad, and he used to say that all the time. Like, if you shiver, someone's walked over your grave. And for years, I didn't know what it meant. And I was like, I was a child. What do you mean walked over your grave? And he said it's the place in the ground where you're going to be buried when you die. Somebody's just walked over that plot, and it makes you go like that.
I don't like that.
Don't know. I don't. Whenever I get a shiver, I'm like, cross myself. Like,
horseshoes being hung over doors, including in weddings.
Yeah,
I think
that's like a very pagan thing that's again been like mushed into Christianity,
which
to get people
is really
believe.
Ironic, because at our very Irish Catholic families' homes, there's all of their wedding pictures have a horseshoe in them.
Mm-hmm. I can put a picture up here. I'll put a picture in the on screen of our grandmother and grandfather on their wedding
she's
day.
Holding
and she's got a horseshoe
the right side up.
Yeah.
And horseshoes being hung above the door.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what, just for good luck?
No, yeah, good luck. And I think being hung above the door is to like keep bad spirits away.
That's like on New Year's Eve.
First footing. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
So there's this very confusing, for anybody that doesn't know, this very confusing tradition. There are 100 rules about it, and everybody will tell you something different. But it's called first footing, and basically, on New Year's Eve, you're supposed to. I don't even really know what the rules are. Leave your front door and back door open, I believe. Go out of your house
with everybody that you're with, and you have to come back in a certain order.
You're supposed to come back into your house
with a stranger too. I think somebody tall, dark, and handsome.
Nobody with red hair. You're not allowed to see a person with red hair because that's going to bring you bad luck. Sorry, gingers. I don't know why that is.
Yeah,
somebody knows. Let us know. And you're supposed to have certain food in your house, I think, or like hang something on your door. There are all of these crazy rules to first footing,
and it should be like, you go in a certain order, who comes back in, bring in certain things.
And I don't know if you come out of the front and go around the back, or go out of the front and come around the back.
Out. I've only ever done it when we went out the back door. We had to hop the fence to go down the ginnel and come back in the front door.
And go through the front door. Yeah, it's something like that. It's called first footing, and we have we have it here as well. It's like a very British and Irish thing to do. But
it was like serious. Like it turned midnight, and my aunt was like, "No, we're get up, we're going."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Okay."
I've been too drunk on every New Year's Eve to ever do it.
Yeah, I've only ever done this as a child. I hate 18. Not happening anyway. Spilling salt over the table. I've always heard that you have to throw it over your left shoulder.
Oh, I always heard it was right shoulder.
Oh.
Spilling salt and then throw it over your right shoulder means that, I think spilling the salt is the bad luck bit.
Yeah, and then getting rid of the bad luck.
It's like the cancelling it out, yeah.
Which is so funny, because if you were to go to maybe like Argentina, random country that didn't have this, and you just knock salt over and throw it over their shoulder, they'd be like, what on earth? But I feel like nobody would blink twice in a pub here.
No, they definitely wouldn't. And like I said before, if anybody from anywhere else in the world is watching this, and you've got any similar superstitions or just weird little quirky things that your country does, like let us know, because I love learning about this stuff, and I'd be really interested to know what some of the other things are from other countries that like people do.
Yeah,
that is kind of like, you can see that it's kind of odd. Like when I zoom out of these things that we're talking about, I'm like, yeah, those things are really weird. But I'd still do them. I'd do them anyway.
And you wouldn't think twice about it when it's happening.
Yeah,
it's only when we made this list that I was like, wow,
yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah.
Right, we have two more that are very Irish.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is home remedies and the man who has the cure and the seventh son of the seventh son.
This is so Irish, and it's very old fashioned. And at one point we would have had it here as well, and maybe it is still here on the island of Britain. If there's anybody from it who lives in the countryside that knows that this is a thing, please comment down below, because I'd be very interested to know. I say that I'm not superstitious, and that I would say I lean more towards religion, but sign me up to a flipping clairvoyant, a psychic, all of that stuff. I know people say, oh, they're swindling you and it's not real. It's a bit of fun and I enjoy it, all right? So
Also,
send me to
they
someone.
know freaky, like we went to that psychic in Seven Dials or near Seven Dials.
Yeah, she made me cry.
She sat there and read me like a book.
Yeah,
like, and not even just generic things. She was saying stuff, and I was
specific
like, "Oh
stuff.
my god!" And I didn't even book the appointment. She had no idea what my name was or my phone number.
Yeah,
and she called me out, and I was like, "Hot damn!"
Yeah, it's crazy. But the man with the cure is like, I feel like it's such an Irish thing. Like in any small town, if you've got an ailment, if you've got shingles or you've got an ear infection or
toothache,
some sort of ailment, your neighbour's sister's best friend's brother will know a man with a cure. And you basically go around to his house and he gives you like a remedy for it. You're not allowed to know what's in it and don't ask. But like he'll give you a remedy, or you have to do something like spin around 7 times, touch the ground, drink this drink, and he'll give you some like plants, some herbs, something. And there's people say that it works. Yeah. People go to these men and say I'm cured, and I don't know if it's psychosomatic, if it's like
a placebo, or it's both a placebo and a bit of whatever.
Maybe there is a bit of magic. I don't know.
And so the man with the cure used to be the 7th son of a 7th son, right?
Yeah, like back in the day, that was what it was considered to be. But now I think
I don't know if you would ever find a 7th son of a 7th son.
People are just not having that many kids these days, are they? No, I know, God. But yeah, that's so Irish. And even Patricia, I was on to the conversation about the cure with her, and she said, "Oh, there's a fella down the road from her mum's that people go to if they need the cure." Like, it's so funny.
And then if you don't know the man with the cure, then you have flat 7-Up.
Yeah, so this is such a modern day like remedy, and I don't know if it's all over Ireland or if it's specific to Dublin, but flat 7-Up. If you've got a bad stomach, if you've got a headache, have a flat 7-Up. It's like the cure for everything. Whereas, so my mum's version of that would be soda water. She thinks soda water is the cure for any ailment. You don't feel well, you've got a bad tummy, you've got the shits, soda water will sort you out. That's what she thinks. But to be fair, when she gives me soda water for my tummy, I feel better. And I think maybe it's the psychosomatic thing. Maybe it's
you're like, I need to take it from my grandma.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is.
She tells me I feel better. But what was funny is, didn't somebody do an April Fool's prank with flat 7-Up?
Yeah, so there's this guy that I follow on Insta, and anybody who's Irish watching this will know who he is. His name's Carl Mullen. He is a DJ on RTE Radio 2. Okay. And he also did Dancing with the Stars in Ireland and won it, actually.
Oh, wow.
But he did an April Fool's thing on Instagram with a bottle of 7-Up, saying that they'd sponsored him and that they'd created flat 7-Up specifically for Ireland.
You know what? That would probably sell really well.
I really feel like he was onto something.
You'd be like, I'm just going to pop to the corner shop and get some flat 7-Up.
Flat 7-Up.
The way people go get Lucas.
I swear to God, there was people in the comments like, oh my God, like this is genius. And then he was like, it's obviously...
That's like back home, I feel like saltines and ginger ale.
Is that a cure?
Or you're like, I'm going to chug. People have a weird thing about Powerade, Gatorade.
Yeah. And
people believe certain colors. I'm going to chug a blue Powerade before I go to bed and I won't have a hangover tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
I think it's just the hydration, the electrolytes, but it's color specific.
That's so funny. But yeah, flat 7-Up. I feel like I love that one because I feel like it's a modern day.
The man with the cure.
Yeah, exactly.
We ran out of suns, so now it's flat 7-Up. Okay, well, those are all. I mean, there's so many more, but those are the ones we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And to feed into the superstitious theme, we're going to do
Irish Fact of the Week. Remember, guys, you're not going to have to hear this for much longer.
You're going to miss it. Our fact of the day today feeds into superstition because finding a 4-leafed shamrock, also called a clover, is believed to be good luck by many people, but they relate that good luck to being in Ireland, I think.
Well, I don't know.
And I think people, not in Ireland, but like as an Irish good luck thing.
I think, Americans...
Like luck of the Irish is a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, that's the symbol for it. I think that's a very Irish-American thing, I would say. But the belief itself, the superstition itself, if you find a 4-leaf clover that it is lucky,
Yeah.
is
There are
real.
about 10,000 3-leaf clovers for every one 4-leaf clover.
Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's where it came from,
Yeah.
because they're so rare.
My friend she found one and she put it in
A necklace.
resin in a necklace and wears it.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people that find them do stuff like that. Have you ever found one?
Yeah, when I was little, and I had it on my shelf for a really long time, and then we moved, and I don't know where it went.
I've never had one, but I did have, and I kick myself that I lost it. When our granny passed away, she gave me, it wasn't a 4-leaf clover, but it was a shamrock bracelet, and I loved it, but I lost it, and I'm so gutted. It just made me think of that when you said you lost the 4-leaf clover. But that is an interesting fact, actually, and I feel like I'm going to find one in my lifetime.
Yeah, and that's it for episode 7, but episode 1 of Customs and Beliefs.
Like we said, next week, I'm excited for this one. The next week's episode is going to be, we're going to start on Irish mythology, and we'll have a lot of those coming, because we'll probably take it like myth by myth. So, do you know any Irish?
Nope.
So we'll learn as we go, and so will you. Yay!
The usual, like, comment, follow, subscribe. We're doing so well. Keep going. How amazing will it be if what did you say we went from? We're at 50 downloads.
50 downloads.
Spotify. So we could get to 100.
That would be amazing. And I feel like in my mind, this is a long-term thing. Like, so
turtle, not the hare.
I don't feel like, I'm really trying not to get carried away with like the numbers and stuff. So every single person that follows or even likes a post or likes a story, we're very, very grateful for it, because we're thinking of this like long term.
Yeah.
So
and flashback to you in episode 1 being like, well, nobody's gonna watch this.
Yeah, exactly. We were like,
no.
I was like, in episode 1, no one's gonna watch it. Well, not no one's gonna, but if anyone is watching it, and now we've had 50 downloads and we've got 85 followers and 45.
10 YouTube
nearly
things.
50 TikTok followers and 10 YouTube subscribers. So we're doing well. And I also have to mention, guys, it's been here for so long, and I can't believe we're 7 episodes in and I haven't mentioned it. And I said on the first episode that we ever did, I said I was going to make this. I've made a playlist.
Oh, I was like, what?
It's been sat there for ages, and I've never told you about it.
I think you made this before we filmed. Or maybe just after episode 1.
Just after episode 1. It's called Plastic Paddies Podcast. It's a playlist.
She'll link it.
I'll link it down below. It's full of Irish music. Like,
it's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify, and I don't mean to like blow my own horn, but I'm gonna. I have very good taste in Irish music.
Well, not even that. When I first moved to London, she made me a playlist called "Moving to London" or "London Welcome to London." I still listen to it. And I've been living here for 2 years.
I'm telling you guys, my playlists are elite, and it's like a mix of everything. There's like rebel songs on there. There's some trad music on there. There's like old like pop groups, like Irish pop groups on there.
It's just like a good time in a playlist.
Yeah, it's a really good time. So go and give it a listen. Like I said, it's linked below. Anybody listening on Spotify, just search Plastic Paddies Podcast in playlists and you'll find it. Yeah. It's got like over 100 songs on it. Like, it's really good.
Yay!
Yay!
And with that, we say,
Sinead. Bye.